Hello, my name is Lauren. I just want to share a dream that I had that God gave me. And if you do not believe that you can be addicted to video games and that can actually be a sin, I want you to listen to this dream I had because I struggle with video game addiction. I know, I do. I'm admitting it. I admit it. And Yahweh gave me a dream that was like insane. So, I gotta give you a little backstory before the dream will make sense. So during this time when I had the dream, about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago maybe. And at the time, I was really playing that game Heartopia. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like I was really into Heartopia. It was fun. I mean, people that play Heartopia and are watching this probably know how fun the game is, right? Well, I was playing it, and I was playing it to the point where I felt like I needed to pray. Like, is it okay that I'm playing Heartopia this much, or is it becoming a problem? And I was like, I felt like I was at the point where I felt like I needed to pray, like if Heartopia is maybe interfering with God, with the time I spend with God. So I'm praying that, and I had a dream that's like, boom, like this is insane. Like this is insane. So in the dream that Yahweh gave me, I'm not exactly sure where I was. Like the best way to describe it is it kind of looked like a ruined temple, if that makes any sense. So I'm in like this ruined temple, and I walk to this door, and this door, it's like come inside. Yeah, this door spoke. The door spoke. I know, weird, it did, and it was like come inside. And I'm like, but what's on the other side? Like, I didn't know what was on the other side of this door. And in my dream, the way I interpreted it is that it was like, once you come in, this is where you're going to live forever. And so the door, it was like telling me, it's like, come inside. And in my dream, there was a window and I could see what was inside. So I'm looking inside and I see a bunch of like beautiful grass. Like, it looks really healthy. Like, I'm not going to lie, it looked really healthy. So eventually, I agreed to listen to the door, and I'm like, okay, I'll come inside. I'll live here. And I'll be happy, right? Right? So I walked through it, and when I got inside, it was Heartopia. Everything, it was like Heartopia, but imagine having it in real life. Like, I mean, some of us dream that we want like the video games to be like real life. Like there's people that out there that really want that. So I walk in and everything's Heartopia. Like there was roller coasters. In my dream, I remember there was this cotton candy machine, and like you can just get infinite cotton candy, just like in the game. Like you can just keep making food. It was like that. Like I could just get infinite food. And I remember in the dream there was other people, but in my dream it was like I didn't interact with them. I guess I wasn't supposed to because that wasn't what the dream was about. But to continue, so I'm in here, and I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I'm thinking this is like freaking cool. And I'm like, I could stay here forever. Like a real life Heartopia. This is amazing. So, in my dream, I'm just going to do it quicker because, I mean, you don't want to wait the whole time. That'd be crazy. But, in my dream, I was having fun, hanging out, not having a care in the world. When all of a sudden, I noticed that, like, there was less grass. Like, the grass was, like, drying up and turning into dirt. It was literally like the grass under me that I told you was very beautiful was now turning into dirt. And in my dream, it had been many, many days. Like when I say many days, I'm not like 3 or 4 months. It had been a long time of me being in this Heartopia room. And I noticed that the grass was starting to turn into dirt. And I'm like, whatever. I'm like, no biggie. So the grass is turning into dirt. No biggie. And then the next day in my dream is that the roller coaster that I thought was freaking awesome started breaking, and I was asking other people, I was like, does anybody here know how to fix a roller coaster? And of course their answer was no, we don't know how to fix a roller coaster. And then so eventually in my dream the place got so bad, the grass was turning into dirt, the roller coaster was broken, and eventually got so bad to where I basically asked the door, I basically asked if I could leave. And at the beginning of this, I noticed there was another door on the other side of this Heartopia world. And so I went to the door. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking like going inside. Because like I'm like, if I go inside, I'm afraid I'm going to get stuck. Because I look past this door, this is the second door, just to keep this up. So I look past the second door. Sorry about that. But I look through the second door, and I see that it looks really healthy, kind of like when I first entered the Heartopia room. And I see that the grass is healthy, and then I hear the door, and this door talks as well. But this door tells me, it says, in this room, you'll have to make everything you use. Like, I would have to build my own house, everything. And I'm like, well, everything here's dying. And I see that in that place, there's like trees and stuff. And I'm like, we don't even have trees in this Heartopia world to build houses if I wanted to. So I eventually agreed to go through this door, knowing that it told me I'd have to build and make everything I'd use. So I go through it, and it's all healthy. And in my dream, I believe I was the only person here. And in this new door. So I go in, and I hear this voice. And I kind of at first like ignore the voice, basically, is the best way to put it. At first I kind of ignore it. And I start like experimenting, and in the dream I eventually built like a tree house. And I'm in this tree house, and I'm like starting to like worry about food. I'm like, how am I gonna eat? Because I realized there is no seeds whatsoever in this place. I'm like, there's no seeds. Like, I need food. Like, I can't just survive on dirt. And so I start like kind of talking out loud to myself, and I'm like, I need seeds. Like, how am I gonna get seeds? And then the voice that I heard when I entered this new door, it said, why didn't you just ask? It was like, why didn't you just ask? I'll give you seeds. And in the dream, I was like, I didn't think to ask. But the voice was like, why didn't you just ask? I'd give you seeds. And the way he said it was almost like he was like, I would also give you my whole heart. Like, the way he said it was like calming, peaceful. Like, the way he said it was just nice. So in the dream, I go out in my tree house that I had built, and he gives me seeds, just like he promised he would. And so days passed, just like in the Heartopia room, like many days passed. And I'm getting real tired of having to build and make everything. I'm getting kind of tired of having to make everything that I use. Like, it's getting pretty tiresome. And so the voice tells me, that's what the voice says. Because when I first entered this room, this new room, there was no doors. No doors whatsoever. Only the door that I came through to get to this room. And I didn't want to go back to that Heartopia place. Heck no. So the voice tells me it had been very many, many months, and I haven't asked him much for anything, just basic necessities. And the voice tells me, he's like, there's the door. And I was like, why are you showing me the door? And I was like, that door wasn't there before. And I'm like, this must be like something big. And the voice tells me, this is what the voice said. It said, I don't keep anybody prisoner. It said, if you want to leave, you can leave. And I look out this door. Like, the door was open. I could see outside. I haven't stepped out yet, but I can just see outside. And I see hundreds of doors with many other worlds that could be better than the one I'm in right now. You know? And I'm like, there could be another Heartopia world out there. I really don't know. And so I'm looking out this door, and I'm considering leaving. Like, in my dream, I was considering leaving. But then, as I'm about to leave the door, I turned around in my dream, and I was like, I can't leave. I was like, I can't leave. I was like, I don't know how to explain it. In my dream, I did not know how to explain it. I was like, I don't know how to explain it, but I know that there's going to be no one out in those other worlds that's going to treat me like you do. And in my dream, I just referred to it as the voice. So I was like, there's not going to be anybody that treats me like you do, voice. Because, like, every time he talked to me, I just felt like this intense peaceness, like, if that makes any sense. And then as soon as I said that, and he realized that I wasn't going to leave, I saw Yahweh. And it was like the whole time this voice has been Yahweh. And I just now realized that it was Yahweh. And, of course, I think in my dream I was, like, running to him, and then that was it. I woke up. And that was the entire dream. That was the entire dream. And I just thought that was insane. Like, that was so insane. Insane. And I really felt that the message of the dream, because how the first world, which was the video game world, fell to pieces. But in the second world, yes, I had to make everything. But if you really look at it, Yahweh was there, and it was way better. Like, it was way better. And what I really got from it is that Yahweh was telling me to basically, maybe not just Heartopia, even though that was what he showed me in my dream, that video games in the end will leave me with nothing. But if I stick with Yahweh, I will have everything I want. To the point where I don't even want to leave God's presence. And that's what I really felt. And that was just crazy. And since having that dream, I have not been playing Heartopia. And I don't know if I ever will again. I don't know. And like I said, it's not just Heartopia. It could have been any game he gave me that dream. He just used Heartopia because that was the game I was currently playing at the time. But yeah. So that dream was insane. Insane. And I thank Yahweh for showing me how video games can affect me. And like I said, I haven't played Heartopia since, and I'm still debating if I'm ever gonna play it again. And at this point in time, probably not. Like, I'm probably just gonna forget Heartopia and never play it again, honestly. But thanks for watching, and I just hope this dream that Yahweh gave me, if you struggle with video game addictions, I pray it helps you, because it was such an amazing dream he gave me. And even though, like I said, even though in the dream I saw hundreds of doors, some that might even be better than the one I was in, but I didn't want to leave because of the peace and love God gave me. It felt too great, and I was too afraid to leave because I was afraid it would leave me. Like, that's just crazy that Yahweh showed me that. And thanks for watching. I'm gonna end the video here, but that's the dream God gave me, and I now know that video games can become a problem. And thanks for watching, and I just guess bye for now.